How do you make money for nothing? The answer could be hiding in the 20 million tonnes of household waste we throw out every year.
Before you throw that away, is there any chance I can have a quick chat to you about it?
Sure.
That's why entrepreneur Sarah Moore wants to get her hands on things before they hit the skip.
I am a passionate buyer, user and renovator of second-hand stuff, and I've turned that passion into a money-making business. I turn old into new and I sell it for a profit.
Sarah's ready to sift through as many boots and bin bags as she needs to.
That is the most fabulous thing I've seen here. This is so exciting.
In her search for tip treasure.
I love where I fling through the rubbish.
And with some of the country's elite designers and makers,
Hello, hello.
What have you got today?
I want to do what's right for this piece of rubbish.
she can transform her finds into desirable,
Look at that.
beautiful,
Speechless.
valuable,
You're joking.
and hopefully saleable items.
You always talk my kind of money, Jay. I love doing deals with you.
If Sarah is successful, then she can hand the profits back to the very people who had no idea there was cash to be made from their trash.
Wow!
Stockport near Manchester. And at the Bredbury Recycling Centre, around 2,000 tonnes of stuff is unceremoniously chucked, dumped and ditched into tips every month. On the lookout for potential treasures is Sarah Moore.
I'm really open-minded about what might come in today. I'd love to find something that's an antique or something, but any metal, anything we can cut up, anything we can weld together, so much potential.
Sarah has special permission to scout these skips, so please don't go raiding your local recycling centre. Sarah's on a mission. She's got to save 3 items from the crusher that she can transform into something beautiful to sell on.
How about you? Got anything exciting in there?
Any profit she makes will go straight back to whoever dumped it in the first place. So they'll get some money for nothing. Sarah's in line for her first find of the day. She spotted some ancient history in Robert's boot.
Just wondering what you're chucking out today, or are you dropping off the old Barrow?
It's over 100 years old. And I've saved it. I don't know why I saved it, but I did.
I can tell why you saved it. There's something so appealing about that, isn't there? It's history and it's
oddballs, yeah.
Yeah. I'm in your camp, I have to say.
I think it came out of an old mill. They call them a sack truck, though.
Yeah, they used to have them all the railway station, didn't they? But this is a really heavy-duty one, so that's going to be something industrial, isn't it?
Made of cast iron many years ago.
Yeah. Is there any chance that you'd let me take it away and do something with it?
Well, I'd have to charge you a smile, at least a smile.
I'll definitely give you a smile for that.
And sold for a smile.
Bye now.
Thank you ever so much.
Wait a minute, what about that smile? Lovely.
It feels really cool. I'm just talking about your sack, Barrow. It has seen better days. It's got cast iron wheels on the bottom, and this one has worn away on one side, is broken, but I think it's got great appeal.
Sarah sees great potential, but what would Robert do?
If she puts a plant in it, then it can be turned towards the sun different seasons. But anything like that, anything old, people go potty for.
Too true, Robert, too true. But Sarah's got other money-making ideas.
This would make a fantastic coffee table. I'm just wondering whether we just support a huge sheet of glass on it. It's great, lovely.
A coffee table, that's more like it.
Right now.
So Sarah has her first item, but she'll need some help.
There's that little gold mine in that car.
And when it comes to heavy metal, Sarah knows the perfect person to take this on. Artist blacksmith Beck Simon bangs, grinds, welds and smelts metal into bespoke beauties. Her unique pieces are normally specially commissioned, so Sarah's project could be an adventure.
Working with found objects is quite different from what we normally do, because we work with our clients and we produce designs and we work with them. So this is kind of like really freeing up the mind and seeing, you know, what object we've got and how we can make it work into something really cool, modern and yeah, desirable. So it's going to be fun.
Bex has no idea what's coming her way. Let's hope her imagination is ignited by the wobbly old sack barrow. So that's one item swiped and 2 more to find.
I'm just looking to see what's around. Trying to work out if I could actually make something out of some golf clubs, because somebody's just thrown a whole load away.
Hands off, Sarah. If it's in the skip, it's out of bounds. So get yourself back to those car boots.
Ooh. Quite an interesting bag in there.
Hello, what's all this then? Best mates Sean and Kevin have arrived with a boot full of booty.
What's the furniture you're dropping off? Oh, really? Well, look, you've got a lucky penny down there. You better hang on to that. That'll bring you a lot of luck. So, may I just have it? Yeah. Does that just slide out?
Solid wood.
Yeah, it's obviously been around for a bit. It's solid wood. It's got nice dovetail joints, so it's definitely got some integrity to it. I mean, I think that anything old will eventually only go up in value because it gets scarcer and scarcer, and somebody in the end is going to say, I just want to have that. Yeah.
I watched a programme and there was a wall unit.
Yeah.
To me, it just looked nothing.
Yeah.
But the value of it turned out to be just over £1,000.
Really? Well, you just got to hope you got one on your wall then, haven't you? That is actually something that we might be able to reuse, perhaps make into something else. Yeah. Would that be okay to take it away and see what we can do with it?
Yeah, of course it is. As long as it goes through good home,
Very pleased with that. That's lovely.
Sarah knows exactly how to make money out of this, and Sean's got ideas of his own.
I've sand it down, restain it, put some new handles on, tidy it up and probably sell it on the auction or something.
Brown furniture has got such a bad reputation, and when you look at this you can probably imagine why, but I think that we have some potential here.
Second item saved, and Sarah knows someone who can help the drawers make more than just a pretty penny. Exciting young designer Zoe Murphy has taken the reconditioned furniture world by storm. Zoe's a screen printing and textile design queen. Her bright 50s-inspired designs add a burst of colour to old furniture. She even sells bespoke pieces to Liberties of London, and her work sells at a premium.
I work predominantly by putting images onto old pieces of furniture. Everything I make is a lot of the time about fun. I'm based in Margate. I really kind of revel in all the sort of faded glory and glamour of the place. So I really believe that things should always be given a second chance, and I try to see the good in stuff like that.
Well, let's hope she can see the good in those old drawers. It's going to take more than a few flowery stencils to make them into something saleable. But I'm sure Zoe has what it takes. Touch wood. Now Sarah's got to search for her third and final item that will put her own talents to good use. And she's found the perfect bit of kit for a nosy Parker.
I'm loving this. This has given me a whole new dimension to the recycling centre. I don't have to run up and down anymore. This is brilliant. Might do some bird watching as well.
Well, Sarah, you're not far off a magpie yourself. And if there's one thing magpies like, it's metal. Nicola and Stephen's kitchen ceiling is in the back of their van. Strange place to keep it. But Sarah's spotted something shiny in there.
Hiya. What are you doing there? What are you chucking out?
The copper pipe and the ceiling from the kitchen.
Have you had a bit of a shocker?
Yes.
We left the bath on then.
It's the shower.
Oh, really? I'm loving the copper pipe. Any chance I can have a look at it? And
It's
see
all
what...
yours.
Really?
All yours.
Yep.
I think... Brilliant. This is just what I need. I love the fact it's all worn out. So you're getting a whole new bathroom and a whole new kitchen ceiling, or?
All at the same time.
Well, we're doing the kitchen, and now we've got to do the bathroom.
At the same time.
Well, actually, if there's any value in what I make out of it, that will be coming to you. So maybe you can help pay for a new sink or something like that. That's fab. Thank you ever so much for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Brilliant. I've been looking for those all day.
Copper load of that. Oh dear.
Now I'm really pleased with this. Look at those. Whole load of copper pipes. They've got heaps of potential and I think I can make a load of money out of them. I'm not going to tell you how though. This is my little secret.
I reckon she'll make a trombone or some dangly earrings. Yeah, might get some for the missus. Sarah's going to turn Nicola and Stephen's domestic disaster into a lucky break. But how?
I have no idea. No idea.
Very cool. So we'll get on with the brand new kitchen and the brand new bathroom now.
Yeah.
Well, it all sounds like a bit of a pipe dream to me. Sarah's three-piece scavenger hunt is complete. Bex will give Robert's sack barrow an uplift. Zoe will wake up the tired chest of drawers Sean and Kevin brought in. And Sarah's going to turn those scrappy old coppers into a golden opportunity for Nicola and Stephen. If only we knew how.
I found some absolute little gems here today. They might look like diamonds in the rough at the moment, but I'm going to turn them into things that totally sparkle and make money out of them along the way.
Sarah's first stop is deep in the heart of the picturesque Surrey countryside, where, in amongst the tranquility of country living, there are sparks, hammers, and fire. Lots and lots of fire. Sarah's brought the old sack barrow to see what Bex can make of it.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what Sarah's going to bring today. Probably something really strange. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having a look. I don't know what it's going to be, but I guess that's part of the challenge. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what it is.
Did you hear me coming?
Bex works side by side with husband Dave, who will be helping out on this one.
I was sort of wondering if the old sack barrow might be a coffee table.
Yeah, I was wondering what we were going to turn it into. So yeah, we could do a coffee table.
But perhaps it's something that we are finding some way of getting some glass over so we can really see the kind of industrial sack barrow thing left underneath.
And you still want to be able to move it around using the wheels.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. If we could find a way of not making the glass sort of slip off, I think that would be great.
Exactly.
Any thoughts about how to finish it?
I'm thinking maybe, you know, keep the old rusty metal, maybe add some colour into the wood.
One option for treating the wood is to have a scorched finish. It doesn't just give a distinctive burnt look, it also creates a charcoal barrier that is rotten fire resistant.
Darkens it all down a lot though, that's the thing.
Or another option, if you really want to look the biz, paint it gold.
Yeah, so maybe it's just rub back, gold paint on, wax up. I would just mix it up, keep going for it until you get somewhere that you really like. Try it on the samples and then just make a plan and go for it.
Whatever finish they do go for, it can't be too expensive because Sarah wants to stoke up a profit on this one.
Realistically, I'm looking at 400 quid to sell it for. If we've got 50 quid's worth of materials, maybe I'm trying to give 150 quid back to the guy at the dump. That would leave 200 quid to transform it.
It's going to be a morning's work, isn't it, for the two of us?
Yeah.
Going really fast.
Yeah.
If we keep it really simple.
No cups of tea. no phone fiddling.
No social media. It's hell for leather, okay?
No.
Well, if Dave can stop fiddling with his phone, they should be onto a winner.
So with this piece, we're not after a massive transformation. We're going to use all of those shapes and all of that heritage that I get from the sack barrow and just turn it into something lovely to go into somebody's home. You never know, we might even make some money from it too.
Bex and Dave are charging £200 for the work. But they're all forgetting to budget in the glass tabletop. I bet that won't be cheap. And it could even eat into the profit margin. The seaside town of Margate has had an upcycle of its own since the opening of the Turner Contemporary put it back on the art lovers' map. Its rich history is now fused with the contemporary art scene buoyed along by a vibrant community of designers and artists. At the epicentre of this artistic boomtown is designer maker Zoe Murphy, who's expecting a visit from Sarah.
She usually brings me storage items, so really wanting to think up some patterns and prints and colours to go with anything that might come through the door. But if they're on their way to the tip, it's not always because they're in the best nick. But as I don't know what it's going to be, it's quite exciting. Hi, yeah, how are you doing?
Ah, bless, it's like the worn-out chest of drawers is in for rehab. Time for some serious TLC.
It's definitely seen better days. We're lucky to save it because it was really close to being chucked away.
Yeah. We're missing one of the stops there that suspends the drawer at the right place. And it's quite smelly as well, isn't it?
I don't bring you quality. It feels to me really quite bedroomy, and it would be more interesting and probably more valuable, I was thinking, if we could position it as something that people have in their living room or in their kitchen, maybe something to do with drinks or something a bit more exciting.
We could add other components to the top to make it much more of a drinks cabinet that is a bit more suggestive of kind of like maybe 1950s sort of American style stuff, maybe some palm trees and some flamingos and things like that.
I'm thinking pink legs coming off the bottom.
Yes,
you can do whatever you like to it, but that fun cocktail hour moment, isn't it? I think it would be fantastic.
Oh, I love palm trees, and I've got the pink legs. Throw in some cocktails and I'm in heaven. But how much is Zoe's redesign going to cost?
I know that you have really good prices on your furniture because they are great pieces. What can you do with this little thing?
I think probably around £600 in cost from our studio to do this for you.
I'm so pleased you're going to take it on, and I look forward to having a celebratory cocktail from this when you're all done.
Yes, I think so.
That has made my day. What a fantastic idea. I'm a massive cocktail fan, and I can't wait to see those designs.
Right, Zoe, Sarah's gone. Come on, what do you really think?
Well, the condition of this one is really bad. But sometimes that's quite exciting. I like having to go really far in restoration of a piece. Yeah, this one's going to be quite a bit of work, but I'm looking forward to making a beautiful swan out of a very ugly duckling.
So, it's all go for the cocktail look, but will it be more cosmopolitan than Rusty Nail? Zoe's talents and time will cost around £600. So this self-effacing little chest will really need to be all singing, all dancing for Sarah to make a profit here. The designers are firmly on board. Now Sarah needs to get her own hands dirty. At her barn in rural Sussex, Sarah's children Libby and Edward are doing some upcycling of their own. But what about those copper pipes?
I had this vision of making some designer lighting, but now they come to be sitting on the desk. I'm feeling that they're going to have to go through quite a process to be something that you really want to have in the sitting room or in your bedroom or on your desk.
How hard could it be? I'm sure you'll be done in time for tea.
I've got this block that it was outside in the stable yard when we moved in. I'm not sure what it's for, but it's really hefty and I've been using it as a doorstop. I'm hoping that that would make a really good base for a chunky light.
Something else for free. I like it. But Sarah has had to buy some shiny plumbing bits and handy lighting fittings.
If I take off the bulb, I'll be able to feed it through my light and I'll have some sort of ready-made lighting that is already safe and tested that I won't have to go and get an electrician to wire up for me. That's the plan.
I like a plan.
And this, I'm pretty sure is oak, and I know that that is a really tough wood.
And she's right, it's heavy going. I know oak's a hard wood, but this is ridiculous. Sarah needs some ancestral help.
These are my grandfather's carving tools, and I just read on the front it says special carving tools. So sweet. Now what?
A bit of metal work, I think.
So these pipe cutters are really simple things, and hopefully I just click it on, move it round, and it should cut the pipe, so... Here we go.
Musically gifted as well. But Libby doesn't look impressed. The new plumbing parts ensure the old Imperial 1-inch pipes fit into the metric-sized hole that Sarah's just drilled. And they add some bright, shiny detail to boot. Right, back to that wood block.
It really is a labour of love turning an old lump of wood into a piece of lighting with the help of some bits from the tip.
Once that flex is thread through, she'll be home and dry, easy.
I'm just trying to feed the end of the wire through. For goodness sake.
It's really not your day, is it?
Gently pull that bit.
Gently does it. Almost there now.
By the time I get this finished, we'll need lights because it'll be so late.
OK, I was wrong. It might not be done in time for tea, but despite appearances, Sarah's almost finished. At the forge, Bex is forging ahead, funnily enough, with the sack barrow come coffee table. And in the end, for that all-important finish to the wood, they've decided to, well, keep it looking like wood. But exciting news just in. Bex has a new metal idea.
Because it's a coffee table and it's a bit wibbly-wobbly, so we need to sort of strengthen it. So I thought I'd make a bit of a magazine rack at the bottom.
To save time and money, Bex lets the machines do the hard work.
Meant to do this hot, but because it's tube, I can get away with it.
Every blacksmith's best friend is the forging hammer. This beast will flatten the cross beams of the magazine rack ready to rivet. And then there's an important feature to add.
So we're now going to stamp it with our maker's mark. So whoever's using the coffee table can always remember it was made by us. And it'll be worth millions. Ready? Let's mark. It's this way round, got to get it right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, ready.
Watch those fingers.
There we go.
It looks like $1 million. While Bex shapes the beams that will support the glass tabletop,
I think it's going to look nice. I think. I know.
she can outsource some less important work to Dave.
Dave, can you take off, we'll scrape off some of that stuff. Thanks.
It's definitely a labourer's job, I think, cleaning muck. We each decide who does what, and then we have an argument about it.
Well, I'm definitely the boss. Of course, naturally. But no, we compliment each other because he's sort of, I'm like, and he's like the more grounded one.
With the dirty work done, it's time for some teamwork.
This is where it all goes wrong.
The magazine rack beams are being riveted together, but it's dangerous work. Steel has to reach a temperature of 1,400 degrees Fahrenheit before it can be hammered into place. Ouch!
Look.
That might slow things down a bit.
Why has it gone like
I
that?
don't know.
She hits her hand all the time. I wouldn't worry about it. No, it's just a bit swollen for now.
You're all heart, Dave.
It's all right, it didn't fall off. It's not broken. I just hit it quite hard. Anyway, back to work. Come on then.
What a trooper.
Oh, don't. It's really embarrassing.
I'm going to hit it this time. Hopefully I'll hit the snap tool and not my hand.
With the sack barrow in safe hands, well, in hand, everyone's fired up in Surrey. But with a glass tabletop still to buy, the profit might be the one taking a hit. In Margate, Zoe's getting to grips with a small chest of drawers, but it's showing signs of previous employment.
Definitely had some time probably in a shed as a painter and decorator's assistant. It's currently just a sort of very thin ply, which will lift off. There we go, stage one, remove lid. And so I'm probably going to fit a new one. There's a lot of repair that needs to get done.
And on closer inspection, Zoe's having a change of heart about this chest's future prospects.
I talked to Sarah about turning it into some sort of cocktail bar or cabinet, but I don't know how convinced I am with that idea. I like the idea maybe of turning it into a dressing table instead.
So the high-legged cocktail idea has morphed into somewhere to get dressed up for cocktails instead. Well, I can live with that. Zoe wants the finished dresser to evoke a glitzy 50s era with feathery birds, super bright colours and ornately lined drawers. It's just my style, funnily enough. But does Zoe's redesign have legs? Yes, but not for long.
They're in really disgusting condition and they've gotten damp at some point. That's okay though, it's kind of a good incentive to get rid of the legs. I've actually found some that I like the look of, in a sense putting some high heels on the piece, so yeah. I'm gonna say goodbye to the mouldy old legs. Sorry legs, off you get.
Carpentry over, it's time for the arty bit.
So I've always been really keen to make this piece all about kind of glitz, glamour, and desperate to include some element of sort of flouncy flamingos in it as well.
Zoe's creations feature intricate silkscreen designs, but she's going to start off with some large blocks of colour.
I'm going to create some of the bigger shapes with a very bright pink. I'm really happy with that. Got a little bit there to fill in where there's been a chip. Apart from that, I just need to do a lot more and put in some detail.
The prettifying is well underway, and the coy little chest is on course for a much brighter future as some classy uptown junk. At her barn in Sussex, Sarah's finishing off the lights made from Nicola and Stephen's copper pipes.
That going in there. It looks nice and taut. I just think I might stick it in place there like that. Now I'm going to fill this whole cavity with very gluey glue and hope it all gels together beautifully. It was a bit of a challenge making a bespoke piece of lighting, but actually I think these copper pipes that were hidden away under the floorboards now look like they should definitely be on show.
Before, this old bent copper was beat up and done for. Now, with Sarah's creative vision and a lot of hard graft, the metal's been married up with a chunk of found oak wood and repurposed as edgy industrial lighting. It would look great in a New York-style penthouse apartment, or even my two-bed bungalow. Now, Sarah needs to get selling. At the skip, Nicola and Stephen's battered copper pipes were swiped by Sarah after a kitchen catastrophe.
What are you chucking out?
The copper pipe and the ceiling from the kitchen.
Sarah had money-making plans, but they couldn't guess what.
I have no idea.
Sarah created some bespoke lighting, and it was snapped up by a trendy retro and vintage shop in London. And she's back in Stockport to let Nicola and Stephen know that their old copper has made them some gold.
Hiya. Hi, nice to see you again. Sarah, hiya.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
You all right?
Yeah, really well. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Not bad. So when I saw you at the tip,
Yes.
you'd had a bit of a shocker with your plumbing, hadn't you?
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
What had happened exactly?
We were in the kitchen, renovating the kitchen, and as we pulled a false ceiling down, we saw a leak from the bathroom, so we now know that we have to redo the bathroom on top of the kitchen.
And is that all sorted out now? Are you...
The bathroom's not. The kitchen's done.
Excellent.
But the bathroom's just
Ongoing.
empty.
Well, it was a bit of luck that for us that happened. Obviously not for you, but those little bits of copper that you let us have were really useful. We turned them into lighting. Did you have any idea what we might make?
No.
Do you want to see a picture of what we did?
Yes, yeah, go on.
Wow.
Oh,
That's great.
Did you approve?
Yeah, that's
it's
great.
lovely, yeah.
Would that fit in with the new house or not something you'd have in yours?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, definitely.
With all the materials and having it all checked over by the electrician, it cost 80 quid to convert it into a light. So it has actually sold.
Oh.
You're surprised?
Thought I was going to get it.
No, I'm sorry to say you don't get the light, but what you do get is 55 quid's worth of profit.
That's mine, it's my pipe.
There's 55 quid there for your old pipes.
Superb.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, I know who's in charge.
Yeah, that's it. Wow, I can't believe that.
Sarah spent £80 on materials and sold the finishing lighting for £135, making £55 of a profit for Nicola and Stephen.
With the money, I think we'll put it towards our bathroom renovations, so maybe get some nice fittings or new towels or something.
So the copper lights were a great success. Back at the blacksmith's bunker, Bex and Dave are putting the finishing touch to the sack barrow, the all-important glass tabletop. The toughened glass has been custom cut and screws will hold it firmly in place. Now all they can do is wait for Sarah.
It looks quite sweet. So now I feel quite pleased. Do you feel pleased, love?
It's turned out good. You can see it in someone's home.
It was quite a challenge, to be fair, you know, but yeah, it's worked out quite nicely.
I've come to pick up the sack barrow stroke coffee table. I left it and it was in a terrible state. And Bex and I have had a brief chat about what she might be able to do to get a frame and some glass on top of it. But I have to say my expectations are very much on the level.
This old sack barrow was destined for the tip. But now it's a tip-top designer table. It's truly one of a kind. But what will Sarah think?
Hiya! How are you? Oh my word! I absolutely love it. It looks like mid-century. It looks so cool. I think what you've done to it is
It's worked out. It's worked out well. Like the metal sort of looks leathery, doesn't it? Oh, seriously? Oh my goodness.
I absolutely love it, really.
Oh really? Oh my gosh. I'll give you a hug. I really smell because I'm wearing yesterday's shirt.
You're a little genius girl. That is fantastic.
Go on, get in there for a cuddle, Dave. Or maybe later.
Have you ever felt like that about any of the other pieces?
I don't think I've ever cried over a sack barrow.
It's a daily occurrence for me. Now Sarah just needs to find a buyer who feels as passionately.
I absolutely love this table. It was a sack barrow, now it is a beautiful interior designer piece. All their hard work has made it just stunning.
What an amazing reaction. We're just going to have to achieve that every time now. The pressure is on.
Bex and Dave came in on budget, but with the glass tabletop costing 125 quid, this low table needs a high price tag. Back at the dump, Sarah got an offer she couldn't refuse.
Well, I'd have to charge you a smile, at least a smile.
I'll definitely give you a smile for that.
And took on Robert's old sack barrow. Robert appreciated its aged appeal.
Anything like that, anything old, people go potty for.
But it was up to Sarah to come up with a plan.
This would make a fantastic coffee table.
And with the help of Bex and Dave, that's exactly what it became. Sarah showed the table to Martin at her barn. Martin owns the vintage shop in London that took the copper lighting, so he's added the table to his collection of things to sell onto retro fans. Bex and Dave's work cost £200, and the glass tabletop took the total cost to 325 quid. It was sold for £475, making a profit of £150 for Robert.
So I've sold the table that was made out of the sack barrow that Robert dropped off at the tip, but he doesn't want the money, so I'm going to give it to children in need instead.
With 2 out of 3 items sold for a profit, it's looking good. But Sarah wants to score a hat-trick. In Margate, Zoe's putting the finishing touches to the chest of drawers. And the excitement's mounting on pick-up day because Sarah hasn't seen it for, well, ages.
Sarah's coming. Oh, and I have no idea yet quite what she's going to think. We talked about glamour and glitz and lots of glitter. I like to think this is a bit more grown up, but it's still all about flamingos.
Before, this bog-standard chest was brown, broken and about to become burnable waste at the tip. Now, with a huge amount of TLC, Zoe's reimagined it as a little glamour puss of a dresser. It sports slender new legs and all the runners, stops and dovetailing on the sumptuous fabric-lined drawers have been carefully restored. 1950s style handles have been added and an ornamental mirror crowns the top. Zoe's distinctive screen prints add an extra layer of designer luxury, placing it firmly at the high end of the market, which is exactly where Sarah wants it.
Hiya, how you doing? How are you?
Really good. Oh my word. So you mentioned flamingos. I had no idea it was going to be that exotic. It's so cool.
Oh, I'm really glad you like it.
It
This
is
is one
amazing.
piece that I've made for you that I've been I thought it's really out there and it's really specific to me. It's all about kind of growing up in Margate, going and visiting the Flamingo arcade. So
It is beautiful. The padding in the bottom of the drawers. You just want to put the silkiest things in there, you know, like gloves or, you know, just knickers, something just, it's underwear.
This fabric actually is one of my most favourite vintage kind of finds. I knew it was going to be right for it.
It's sensational, it really is.
Oh, well, I'm really pleased you like it. It was one of those ones where I thought, oh, love or hate, love or hate.
Well, I love it. No, I hate it. No, I love it, especially because there's even more Zoe magic.
I've just noticed the glitter in here.
Yes, there's a bit of glitter in the paint. I did promise you some glitter, and I'd got this far, and I thought, oh, there's no glitter in it, it's going to kill me.
I might cry, I genuinely absolutely love it. It is, like, just the transformation is huge. It smells nice as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah, not again. I'm tearing up myself now. Quick, let's talk hard cash before we both lose it. Zoe came in on the £600 budget, and with her name attached to it, it should make some money.
It is worth every penny. It is a remarkable piece of furniture. It takes a little bit of a leap of faith to leave somebody with £600 and a really distressed chest of drawers and expect to come back to something like that. Zoe has made that fantastic.
I think she's happy with it. I think she wants one. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to hearing who has it. And I hope they love it as much as I have loved making it.
At the dump, Sean and Kevin gave Sarah the chest of drawers.
Once it goes through, it goes over. I'm happy with that.
Sean had ideas for it, if not the inclination.
I've sand it down, put some new handles on, tidy it up and probably settle in the auction or something.
But Sarah had Zoe in mind to help recreate it.
Maybe some palm trees and some flamingos and things like that.
It metamorphosed into a funky dressing table. And it was sold to Janet from Margate's Lombard Street Gallery. Janet has exhibited and sold Zoe's pieces before and knows they have real appeal.
It is fantastic. Oh, beautifully lined with fabric to reflect the sort of the flow of the flamingo design. Wonderful.
Now Sarah's back in Stockport to meet up with Kevin. He's on his own today because best mate Sean couldn't make it.
Hiya. Hiya, nice to see you again.
So what will Kevin make of the revamped drawers?
The little old chest of drawers, do you remember what we took from you? That kind of like 2-drawer chest? It had some great potential. So we took it down to this amazing girl in Margate called Zoe. Do you want to see what she's done with it?
Yeah. Oh, that looks well nice.
Does it look different?
Yeah.
So she has done big transformation on it. The whole of the chest of drawers stayed the same, but she's replaced the legs and the handles to give it a new look.
Yeah, it looks nice, that.
Well, when we did up the table, we also managed to sell it.
Alright.
So I've got £100 here for you guys. That's all yours to spend on whatever you like. So that's coming back to you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
The chest of drawers originally belonged to Kevin's girlfriend's late mother, and the money's going towards something to remember her by.
For what it's worth, it has been made into something absolutely beautiful, and I hope she'd approve of what we've done to it, because it really is stunning now, so I hope she'd approve.
Yeah.
It's really good to see you again, and thanks ever so much. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Zoe's work came in at £600, and it was sold for £700, making a profit of £100. Sarah saved 3 dumped items destined for eternal doom. The copper pipes are fabulously illuminating, darling. The wheelie old sack barrow is a spanking new designer table. And the dowdy chest of drawers is a dishy babe of a dresser. Pats on the back all round, I'd say.
So that's 3 great transformations and 3 items that have sold for a profit and have found new homes. Next time you're at the tip, I could be making money for nothing for you.